The first yoga class I ever took was with Jess. I've been hooked ever since. 2 years later, I decided that I wanted to do a yoga teacher training program, and I knew that there was no one I'd rather have as my mentor than Jess. And the journey through this has been amazing, life-changing. Just her presence and her kindness and her lovingness and willingness to take on all 9 of us in our yoga journey. She's been absolutely amazing, and she really does embody what yoga is all about. She gives so much love and just creates this amazing, positive environment when you're around her.
Hey Jess, I just wanted to say thank you for this entire experience. It has been completely life-changing, and it's really allowed me to grow, and I literally can feel the growth within myself. Unfortunately, growing does come with growing pains, but you have provided this, you provided this environment for me to just feel loved and nurtured and cared for, even though I hit those growing pains, and even though I hit those moments of, oh, this is really hard and this is really rough. But you and all of my YTT peers were just there and supportive and incredible, and you just radiated grace and radiated strength and just allowed us all to just become better versions of ourselves. So I just want you to know you're absolutely someone who inspires me and someone who I strive to be. So thank you for this entire experience.
Hi Jess and Fly Fitness family. I just wanted to take a couple minutes and talk about my journey on the Dare to Fly 200-hour teacher training program. 2016 started with me researching and trying to find a teacher training program that was right for me. I wasn't solely looking in the Fredericksburg area. I was just looking for a program that spoke to me and was right for me. I heard that Jess was offering a program through Fly Fitness, and I inquired, and you sent me this really beautiful brochure. I attended one of your classes and immediately knew that you were the right person to lead me on this journey that is teacher training. Thank you. You did not let me down. I can't believe that this is your first training, because it didn't seem like it. I found myself several times during this process thinking that you really found your calling. You're amazing. You're one of the best cheerleaders, coaches, mentors I've ever had. You have never accepted anything less than our very best. You've pushed us to our limits, as I'm sure we've pushed you to yours more than once. Thank you for putting up with all of us and our stuff. Jess, you're phenomenal, and I just feel so blessed to have been a recipient of you paying the yoga journey forward. I can't wait to do the same thing and tell anyone and everyone who is willing to listen about yoga and about what it can do in your life. I know it's certainly been a blessing in mine, and I can't wait to share that with others. Thank you, and I know that that couldn't be possible without you or Fly Fitness and the opportunity to start my journey. So, thank you so much immensely for the rest of my life.
So YTT's over. We did it. I remember walking through the door for the first time for my first YTT class, and I was so excited and nervous and anticipatory, anything that you could think of. That was me lying on the mat. And my family has been behind me 110%. They've been my biggest cheerleaders. And I'm so thankful that I was able to get all of my YTT training and experience through Jess. She not only was my very first yoga teacher, she's now going to be a part of me through my yogi journey. She's been a wonderful conduit, giving us the resources and the tools that we need to really understand the 8-limb path. That yoga is more than just touching your toes. It's more than just arriving to the mat. It goes way beyond all of the poses. That it's really your mental posture that counts the most, and that's not something that I really thought that I was going to dive a whole lot into. I thought it was going to be more of your warrior 2 looks wrong, or your downward dog needs to be a little bit deeper. And there was a lot of that, but there was so much more behind it, and I'm so thankful that I was able to participate in Jess's class. Not only was she patient and kind and graceful, she was highly knowledgeable and so truthful with her presence. Everything has to do with energy, and her energy was there. She was present and she was accountable. And I'm so thankful. Thank you, Jess, for what you bring to the table. And I look forward to seeing you as I am learning more of my teaching ability. There is something that the great Maya Angelou always says, and I try to emulate, and that is, when you get, give, and when you learn, teach. Thank you, Jess, for giving us your gift.
Hi, Jess. Greetings from the Big Apple. I wanted to tell you how much you mean to me. I met you and immediately fell in love with you as a teacher. But more importantly, I fell in love with you as a human being and as my friend. I went back and forth on, whether this yoga journey would be a good fit for me, because it took me so far outside my comfort zone. But with your support, with your guidance, with your teaching, and just with you as a person, I can't imagine having taken it with anyone else. I'm looking forward to whatever happens in the future. It's a new path, new promise, and I'm so excited and can't believe that we finished 8 full weekends of the yoga teacher training. Thank you for everything that you've done to help and support us.
Hey Jess, just wanted to take a second to share some thoughts with you as we wrap up our yoga teacher training. It's insane how fast this has gone by. You know that when I found this training, I was so hesitant about it, and that I found it at a time where, like you said, the wind had been taken out of my sails. I had lost faith in myself and in what my passion was for teaching people. And through this program, I've been able to find that passion again, been able to find what drives me to actually help change people's lives and help be there with them. Not really do it for them, but just be that support and hold space for them like we've talked about. And I couldn't thank you enough for helping me find that strength to be who I really am during a time when I didn't really feel that believed in. And I was able to learn that it all comes from in here. It's way more than just the yoga practice. It's what we have in our hearts. So thank you for absolutely everything and for teaching us more than just a sequence of yoga practices. It's about a lot more.
So before making this video for Jess, I thought a lot about what I should say, and then I thought maybe I should write it down, make sure it was right, and read it on the video. But then I remembered what I've learned most in this YTT is to speak from the heart, and sometimes that just means speaking as it comes to you, so that's what I'm gonna try. I never thought that I could take this yoga teacher training on. Never, let alone pregnant the entire time. But when Jess told me, gosh, I think it was a little over a year ago, that she planned to do a yoga teacher training, the seed was planted in my mind. And I thought, because it was her, maybe I could do it. If it was anyone else, I definitely don't think I would have taken it on, not with everything that I have on my plate right now, especially. But there's something about Jess that just makes you believe in yourself and believe that anything is possible. I love working with her, I love teaching with her, so I was willing to do this because it was with her, and I'm so glad that I went on this journey. I don't know where it's gonna take me right now. I started out the YTT training in the beginning of my pregnancy, and now I'm at the end. So I'm at a little bit of a frustrating point because I'm getting ready to have a baby, and I feel so fresh with all of this new knowledge, and I want to just get out there and teach, but I know that this just isn't my time. It will be soon, and I can't wait to do more with everything that I've learned. And I'm so grateful that I took this first YTT training with you, Jess. There's no one that I'd rather do it with. The ride that we went on together as a group was amazing. Everything that my family went through during the past few months as we were in YTT, sometimes I felt like I wasn't going to be able to finish because there was just too much going on, and I was overwhelmed, and I felt like life was just taking too many turns for me to focus on one thing. But I did, because of all of you and because of Jess. And it was almost like an anchor for me to know that I had all of your support, and I knew that I had everyone behind me as we were going through it. So thank you, Jess, and thank you to everyone that did YTT along with me. I'm excited to see where this takes all of us.
So I met Jessica back in 2014 at Hot Yoga Spa, and I had just started practicing, and there was several teachers there that I experienced. And then one day Jessica Kahn was teaching, and I happened to be in there, and I'm happy to say that I noticed a huge difference right away from how she taught compared to the other teachers. And I'm not saying anything bad about anybody else. It's just that Jess had a presence about her, and like I said in the past, she really reached my heart. And so I practiced there with her for a while until the situation changed, and like I say, I was still new in yoga, and come to find out that Jess wasn't working there anymore, and that was a pretty big bummer, because I tried all the other teachers there, and some of them, it was just almost a joke. It was really a waste of time, sort of. So after a while, I thought, well, I'm sure that she's still in the area, because she just moved here, and she must be teaching somewhere. So I looked her up on Facebook, and she answered my friend request right away, maybe the next day or that very day, I don't know, and she told me where she was teaching at Fly, and I'm like, wow, all right, well, that's awesome. So she's teaching again. So, but now Fly was further away from my house, but it was a small price to pay, and I was happy to get to meet different people at the new gym at Fly. So Catesby, I love your gym. You have awesome people that work there. It's always so comfortable. But then, so back to Jess. So I went and started practicing with her again there, and basically picked up where I left off, and I feel like she grew in the interim, and I did too, and it was such a wonderful reunion to be back with somebody that I so respected and admired and looked up to. And I wasn't really planning on becoming a teacher. I was just interested in furthering my knowledge of yoga, and so that's why I joined the YTT. But I'm happy to say that, again, she's able to reach my heart, and I look forward to teaching now that I feel comfortable and feel like She's really given us all a really good foundation to build on. I know it goes without saying, Jess, but I love you, and namaste.
I love Jess because she has this really great light and positive energy, and it just makes you want to be around her all the time.
Thank you, Jess, for giving us the gift of being able to teach.
Thank you for just being you and doing these amazing things that you are doing.
We love you, Jess.
Thanks. Love you. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.